Hey guys, this is Jacob Blizzard. I'm a board certified criminal attorney and criminal appellate attorney, and I practice here in Abilene, Texas and all throughout the state of Texas. And I wanted to talk to you today in another follow-up video to the Clinton Young case and talk to you a little bit about some of the grounds that were asserted in that case that you may need to think about for your case when considering filing a writ of habeas corpus on your loved one's behalf. So Mr. Young's case, if you've watched my other videos on that, you'll know that it was reversed, a death penalty case where the prosecutor worked as both a prosecutor and for the judge in the case. The Court of Criminal Appeals overturned a death penalty conviction on this basis. So let's look and think about the grounds a little bit. So judicial neutrality. This is really not one we see very often in applications for writ of habeas corpus. If you watch some of the other videos, you'll know that the classic four grounds are going to be things like ineffective assistance of counsel, prosecutorial misconduct, Brady evidence violations, and due process violations. And so really the judicial neutrality issue comes under due process, and that's really what the Court of Criminal Appeals found. They said the judge in the case, by employing a prosecutor as his judicial clerk, violated the neutrality principles of due process, because the judge is there to be neutral, to not be on a side of the prosecutor, to not be on the side of the defense, but to just know the law and apply the law as it comes in before the judge. This judge violated that by having a prosecutor work for him, and especially in the context of the whole case. The prosecutor not only worked for him, but worked on the very case. And on both sides, he worked as a prosecutor and he worked as for the judge on the same case. That's an important ground, judicial neutrality. So if you have some evidence of something where your judge was not neutral because of some connection to the prosecution that was unknown at the time, or favoritism toward the prosecution, or relationship, or employment, certainly. Those are all going to be things that that judicial neutrality ground kind of focuses on. The court also found that this was prosecutorial misconduct, because it's prosecutorial misconduct to work for the judge while you're prosecuting the case. And so these two grounds combined really is where the Court of Criminal Appeals says that these two grounds permeated the whole case, that this man did not receive due process in his case because he wasn't subjected to the constitutional standards of what that means. What it means to have a fair trial means you get to have a neutral judge, means you get to have an advocate on your side and an advocate on the state side, a neutral judge and a jury to decide contested fact issues. And he did not have that in this case, so the Court of Criminal Appeals said that because of the lack of judicial neutrality and because of the prosecutorial misconduct, due process was violated, and therefore the conviction should be overturned. Something to think about in the context of your case, how it may apply, and how you may be able to use it going forward. Thanks guys for watching. Comment below. If you have questions, send me a message or email. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.